Hello, everybody. We're back. Me and Patch. I'm going to give you a little bit feedback again what I'm doing here. So this was my other session with Patch. Mostly what I'm doing here is making him look at me with his inside eye, with his right side. He's constantly looking at me with his left side and doesn't want to switch his side. Here, I'm just disengaging his hindquarters and trying to stay more on his right side. As I said, you can see how he's just pushing his head towards me because he wants to look at me with his left side and not with his right side. Now I'm on his left side and I'm just going to mess with his head a little bit, with his face, because he gets really bothered. So I'm just gonna pet his face, around his eyes and his ears. He really doesn't like it when I'm touching around his ears. He's very sensitive. Even here, he's flinching quite a bit, but he's getting better. I'm also lowering his head. I like it when I'm ready to put the headstall on. I don't want to be just reaching out there. I find it quite disrespectful, so that's why I was lowering his head a little bit. Of course, whatever you do on the left side, you need to do on the right side. I'm sure horse people know this. Non-horse people probably don't know it, but horse's brain is not connected. So whatever you do on the left side, you have to do on the right side because they don't remember. His right side is a little bit more sticky. He definitely doesn't like it. Flinching when I'm just petting him a little bit on his neck and shoulders. And here I'm just petting his face, around his eyes, around his ear. And he's not liking it. You probably don't see it, but here a few times he actually tried to bite me. So just need to work on it a little bit more. I'm getting ready to start lunging him. I don't think he's ever been lunged before. So for horses, it's a little bit difficult. They don't know exactly what is being asked of them to do. But he took his side pretty nicely. It's very, very nice. So right here, I'm just lunging him because I don't want to have him completely loose in a round pen. So I want to have a little bit more control. And I'm also teaching him, when I say whoa, I want him to stop and face me. That's when the release comes. That's when the reward comes. I'm telling him pretty much, yes, this is correct. This is what I'm asking you to do. All right, just getting rid of the rope. Every time I'm approaching him, as you can see right here, he is just looking at me with his left eye, and constantly pulling away. He just doesn't want me to touch his face. for the next few minutes, I'm gonna be lunging him on the left side, on the right side. Here again, I just told him to whoa, stop. He stops, faces me really nicely, and we'll keep doing this exercise for the next few minutes. I really encourage everybody to watch the whole video. I know it might be boring for somebody, but you can definitely see the little changes in his behavior, in his facial expression, body language, and it's really amazing. As I mentioned before, everything I do on the left side, I need to do on the right side. He gets a little bit stuck, so I'm just like pushing him a little bit towards me or forward so he knows the release comes not from him backing away from me, but when he actually steps forward and stays right with me. That's when the release comes. That's the correct answer. I'm just touching his foot right now a little bit, getting him ready because I'm gonna be picking up his feet first with my lead rope. So right now I'm just leading him and I'm just letting him know that I'm kind of in control of his feet. I'm controlling his feet and it's okay. He can trust me. I like to do this little exercise before I'm going to pick up their feet because, you know, they're not used to it, you know. They've never been trimmed before. I don't think they got their feet clean, picked. I don't know, maybe they did, but definitely not for me, so I like to do this little exercise. Also here, I'm just a little bit, you know, desensitizing him by throwing rope all over his body. You know, I'm a little bit clumsy here, but that's okay because that's how it is, you know. I cannot be always very careful and they need to be okay with this situation. I'm not hurting him. I'm just like a little bit sloppy, you know. When I'm gonna be settling them in a wind, you know, everything is gonna be flopping around and they need to be okay with that. I'm playing with him or with the buggy whip around his face because, as I said before or mentioned before, he gets really sensitive around his face. So just even like putting that little rope around his ears is good. Here is just I'm touching him with the buggy whip on his hind legs. That's really nice too. So he knows there's no danger. It's just, that's just normal. It's kind of getting him ready again for me when I'm ready to pick up his hind feet. Lowering his head, petting him, just ensuring him that everything is okay, he can trust me. Oh, this is a pretty fun exercise. So this is the Masterson's method. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but I don't know if you saw it, but I pretty much stuck my thumb on his upper palate, and you are holding it for a little bit for a little pressure, and that's supposed to be encouraging the horse to chew and lick, move his tongue around his mouth a little bit, and releasing the TMG. He did really good. He didn't really care at all me putting my fingers in his mouth, which is pretty cool actually. I did it with Geo and with Girl in later videos that are coming up. They did really well too. So what you are aiming for is, so you hold the pressure there a little bit with your thumb, and he is supposed to lick and chew and move his jaws to release the tension. This horse is really, really tense, so whatever I can do to help him relax and make him trust me more, I'll just do with him. I think that's the answer, to help him move on and start trusting me a little bit more. You could hear Geo playing with the water in a bag. He was in a barn and enjoying his fresh water. Here I'm just brushing him, brushing his feet. Getting him used to my touch and touching him all over. Picking up his feet. just to let him know it's okay. That's what we do. This doesn't seem as much, but the first time when I was trying to brush him back there in his flanks, he was kicking out and he didn't like it. So actually for him, being pretty quiet and staying still is very nice. You know, brushing him on his butt and close to his hind legs.
Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. Okay.
My goal is to hold his foot a little bit longer until he's okay with it and then give him the release. But for now, you know, even if I can hold it for 2-3 seconds, it's pretty good.
Good boy. Come on. Come on. Oh, good. Okay. Hey, stop chewing it. Hey.
That was naughty Geo. Chewing on the rails in the barn. He gets bored quite a bit.
Hi. I'm on the other side, huh?
It may not look much what I'm doing here, but this is actually very important for me. You know, that he's staying still, he's really okay and relaxed with me being next to him, touching him, brushing him on his butt. Those are really the fundamentals that are important, you know, before I move on to putting saddles on them or bridles. You know, I want them to feel okay and safe. So this is actually really nice. He's doing really good, staying still and accepting me being next to him, picking up his feet, touching him. This is great.
Okay, that was good. Easy. Listen. That's easy. Maybe my little face here. You're gonna look at it. And what's up?
I realized that probably for some professional horse trainers or horse people, this may look very slow work. And I understand. It's just this works for me and it works for the horses to take my time with them. I have plenty of time ahead of me and I just want to do it right. I'm gonna be working a little bit with his face again, lowering it, touching him all over so he's okay, that he can relax, and I can still just pet him all over his eyes, his mouth, his ears. I'm not gonna hurt him. He can completely trust me and just let me do that.
That's okay. Good boy. Come on. What? Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Let's play a little bit with your hind legs. Come on. Okay, huh? Ah, good boy. So good. Let's move on a little bit. Good boy. It's okay.
A little bit different angle with my GoPro. It's kind of hard to really get a good angle from the previous 20 minutes, whatever. It was kind of away so you could see the whole round pen. This one is a little bit close up, but then you don't see the whole thing. Here I was just lunging him a little bit more and making him stop and to face me. That is the correct answer. And when he gives me that, that's when the pressure goes away and he gets release reward. He gets really distracted. But as you can see, every time he gets it, he just starts licking and chewing, and it's very nice. He just started doing that. At the beginning, when I worked with him the first few times, he was so disengaged that he just wouldn't lick or chew. So I'm really, really happy to be more expressive and giving me some emotions or some feedback. A little bit more disengaging his hindquarters. So his left side. The answer is just reaching under his right side. Only his hindquarters. But he's learning. There you go, that was really nice. Here is the chewing and licking. There I'm doing the left side. No, the right side. His right side. He's not really reaching underneath him yet, but he's trying, and that's fine. Absolutely fine. There, that was very nice. See, he's just avoiding still my touch. He just doesn't like it when I'm messing with his face. So that's gonna be one of the biggest things. I want him to be okay, and I'll be all over his face until he gets okay with that. Here I'm working with his shoulders, so I'm just working. So the goal is for him to cross over up front with his shoulders, and his hind legs could be a little bit more like staying on one place, but I just did it a little bit. Here I am again, putting my fingers in his mouth. But he didn't mind at all, which is really, really nice. Okay, he's opening, He is chewing now. He wasn't really stretching his neck and stretching his tongue yet, but that's alright. And that's the end of our session. He's standing still with me, you know, I don't have a hold of him. He's completely relaxed. And yeah, that was pretty nice session. Thanks for watching, you guys. Let me know if